of St. Mary's Prep and to us all here. So please, Benjamin.
Thank you, Monsignor. Honestly, I didn't learn it was supposed to be pronounced that way until I came here either. So. Well, I'd like to start off by saying hello to the friends and family of the class of 2016. For those of you who don't know, my name is Ben Jozwiak, and for some reason, your sons elected me president. I would like to thank the entire faculty and staff here today for giving up their Sunday to be with us as we officially become upperclassmen. I would also like to thank our Chancellor, Monsignor Michalski, for sharing Mass with us and for welcoming us to the long red line of brothers that have graduated from St. Mary's. I'd most of all like to acknowledge the people who truly made today possible, the people who are on call all hours of the day, who sit or stand outside on freezing cold fall Friday nights to support us, those who help us with our homework, care for us when we're sick, and keep us fed. So now, myself and my classmates would like to give a round of applause to our parents. Our school lost a great man last summer, Monsignor Michalski. Today was one of his favorite days of the year, and I know today he's watching down on us. So. Time really flies, doesn't it? When you stop to think about it, you realize that we were sitting in these very seats during our freshman orientation, listening to Miss Knight's words of wisdom on how to start our freshman year. It's amazing how in just 2 short years, things have changed. I remember orientation like it was yesterday. I remember the awkwardness of standing around and looking at each other, almost like we were trying to size each other up. I think I only talked to the other football players because they were the only ones I knew. On that evening, I don't think the thought ever crossed my mind that one day I could call every single one of these boys sitting around eating Mr. Rychek's chili for the first time my brother. Every single man in this chapel is my brother. We have been through thick and thin together, and I don't think that I can imagine our class being what it is today without every single one. I know that if I'm having a bad day, I've got 120-something brothers at my back, ready to back me up, and I'm very thankful for that. We've come so far since that first day back in the fall of 2012. We survived what we thought would be the hardest year of our lives, freshman year, only to find out at the beginning of our sophomore year just how sadly mistaken we were. And I think now, if we haven't already, we're realizing that, again, we were mistaken. Now more than ever, as we round our halfway point at our time here at St. Mary's, we need to band together to support each other. We've heard the word brotherhood said many times in homilies, Bible readings. It's probably on 1 in 3 t-shirts that come out of St. Mary's. But do we really understand what brotherhood is? I once read a quote, "Mankind constitutes one great brotherhood, all born to encounter suffering and sorrow, and therefore bound to sympathize with each other." While reminiscing about this idea, I thought to myself, yeah, this is true. Yet I think we realize that brotherhood is about so much more than just being there for your brother when they're down and out. It's also about being there when your brother accomplishes something. It's about raising him on your shoulders and parading him around. When you win a football game, and the first ones to celebrate with you are the students from the student section, that's brotherhood. It's also about pushing each other beyond what they thought was possible, being it spiritually, academically, or physically. When you're running that extra mile and you don't know if you have the will to finish, brotherhood is what happens when there's a guy standing at the finish line cheering you on just because he wants to support you. Looking back, we've had some great times here so far. Who can forget our freshman English teachers who, between shenanigans, somehow taught us a thing or two about grammar when most of us, at least in my experience, were hopelessly lost. Remember the first finals we took? We can laugh now, but I remember the uncertainty and the gravity of those tests gave me more than one gray hair. I actually found one last night. Not least of all, I'm sure you remember the first impressions we had of Mr. Rychek as one of the scariest people on earth. Although now that we've come to, know Mr. Rychek, we realize that he is really scary. What we've come to realize that all these things, the teachers, the tests, the administrators, they've all been preparing us to deal with our lives as men. It's our responsibility to use the lessons of manhood given to us to better ourselves and to better our world. Guys, we only have about a year and 3/4 left. Let's leave our mark. Let's win a couple dozen championships. Let's be what we want to be. Because high school only lasts so long. From what I hear, it doesn't get much better than this. So let's enjoy ourselves, but let's not lose focus of our futures and our responsibilities. Let's make sure that 20 years from now, when our teachers and administrators reflect on the class of 2016, they think of the best class to learn in the prep, play on the field, or pray in this chapel. Let's do this for your parents, for your friends, your teachers, but most of all, do it for yourselves and do it for the guy standing next to you. Do it because we haven't come this far only to be an average class. We've come this far to be the best. Thank you, and may God bless us all.